with the season pretty close, I figured we would do a Projection Palooza. So if you are catching the replay of this, because we are live, if you are catching the replay, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Subscribe if baseball is your thing, because that's what we're all about here on Ball Cap Sports. So I think it's a good place for you, and make sure you hit that like. Welcome in everybody that is here live. Vincent, MLB Joey, Robert Brown, Tyler, what's going on? Yes, we are back in the Spring Training Hub studio for this one. Kyle, David, MLB Joey, William, Rocky, welcome in my members who are here. David and Kyle and Tyler and Rocky. Thank you guys for taking that next step with the channel. I appreciate that. So it is spring training. It is a fun time to dream about what our favorite players could do. Can Mike Trout crack 50 homers? Is Trevor Bauer going to win 20 games with the Dodgers? Is there any chance that we see a 40-40 again with the likes of Ronald Acuna Jr. and Fernando Tatis? What is Randy Rosario going to do after that monster postseason? It's going to be fun to see. So I thought, you know what? Let's take this Tuesday nightcap and put it all on the focus of what we can do, what these guys are going to do in the 2021 season. So here's how it works. We have a little bit of a different format tonight. I have 5 projections that I am ready to give to you guys. And we are going to go pretty much as far as you guys will take it. Every 5 likes earns another projection. I know we are already past the initial 5. We are at 18 right now. So we're at 18 likes. When we get to 20 likes, that's going to add 4 more on. We're 1 like away. When we get to 20 likes, that adds 4 more. So we'll be at 9 total projections right off the bat. We're already over 20. So there we go. So here we are right at the beginning. There will be 9 projections coming your way. The more likes we get, the more projections we will do. That is the first element to this. The next element to this is, as always, you guys can take over. And you can take over with a super chat. So for a $2 super chat, you can make a request for me to grab the numbers and do a projection, because maybe, I've got 30 or 40, somewhere around there, teed up. You may want to do somebody else, or you may want to jump right to your guy. So for a $2 super chat, you can request a player. If you do a $5 super chat during the stream, you can request 3 players. So there's that as well. So you guys are going to sort of control how far we go, how many projections we do. Again, 5 right off the bat. We're already over 20 likes, so there's 4 more. So we've got 9 ready to go. And any super chats, there is that's all outlined in the description. So if you scroll down, you'll see how it works. All right, $2 gives you 1, and $5 gives you 3. So let's actually update. I did want to get this new projection for every 5 likes. $2 super chat to request 1 player projection, 5 for 3 players. Now, you may not want to do a super chat, and that is perfectly fine. I'm okay with that, because like I said, I've got a lot teed up here. But if you want more, if you want your guy, you want to make sure you find out about your guy, they're in there. So, all right, we're already 5 minutes into this thing, and I haven't given you one yet. So let's get this thing going right off the bat. Let's go. Where should we start? Let's start. I know I already saw some Dodger love in the beginning in the chat before we even started. So we will start with a Los Angeles Dodger. We will start actually with this man to get us started with our predictions.
Ball. Development. Position to be in.
So here is Trevor Bauer's projection for 2021. The winds are light. The winds are very light. But the Ks per innings, that's pretty fair. 251 Ks, a 3.17 ERA, a 1.09 whip. Now, I did ask you guys on the community tab what you thought about Trevor Bauer and his likelihood of going over 250 Ks. We had 267 votes in the last 9 hours since I posted it. 66% of the votes have Trevor Bauer coming in under 250 Ks. 34% have him going over 250 Ks. So a lot of you guys that are in the chat room right now, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about his numbers. I guess the question is, I like that, Tyler. I guess the question is, on top of the Ks, I think he goes over. I think there's a good chance that he goes over. My question is the wins. Can he get to 20 wins with this team? If he's pitching like he was last year, the run support he's going to get is phenomenal. So I got to think that with Trevor Bauer, the wins going over or approaching that 20 win number has to be realistic, that Trevor Bauer could go to 20 wins. Innings, Ks, ERA, whip, for the most part, looks good to me. I think he can get to 20. I think he can push 20 with this Dodger team. With the Reds team, no way. But I think that there's a chance he could get there with the Dodgers. So we kick things off with Trevor Bauer, and we are off and running with our projections. So again, anybody that might just be checking it out, every 5 likes, we get a new projection. So I'm going to do the initial 5. We've done the first one. So there's 4 more that are on that initial run. Once we get through those 4, I'll take a look and see what the like number is, and we are going to get into it. And we got Kyle with the super chat. Thank you, my friend. The first $5 super chat. That is also how this works. So if you make the super chat, $2 to request 1 player, $5 to request 3 players, and I will stop what I'm doing and we will get to that super chat. So right off the bat, Kyle, thank you, my friend. Springer, Kershaw, and Tatis. Let's go with the first one. Because it's the Blue Jays, right? We're going to start things off. With George Springer. He's up first.
On first and third and 1 out. Springer hits one to deep center field. This ball's hit well, and that ball is gone.
Have used in the postseason. And Springer on the first pitch turns it around. That is up and out of here.
Acquired by Seattle in 2018. Springer sends one high and deep to left field. Forget about it. And Springer hits one to deep left center field, and this game starts with a leadoff home run by George.
That's a lot of Springer home runs. Here is his projection for 2021. It is MVP worthy. He does this in 2021 with a Blue Jay team that is going to be pushing for the American League East. He's going to help them get to the top of the American League East, and he is going to be in the MVP conversation with 103 runs, 36 homers, 90 RBI, 5 steals, and a very decent slash line, 276, 372, and 532. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Let me know what you think on these numbers. Over, under. If he goes over, I mean, we're talking one of the best seasons in Blue Jays history. This is, like we're saying, this is MVP numbers for George Springer. All right, Kyle. Next one we had Kershaw. We have Tatis. Here's what I do have. I do have some video for Tatis. So let's roll that one next, and we'll do Kershaw after that. So there's our Springer. Next up is Fernando Tatis Jr.
He is not, and Tatis drives one to deep left field. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone. Fernando Tatis Jr. with a 2-run shot.
That's one of my favorites. He drives one to the moon. Fernando Tatis Jr., his numbers, his projection for the 2021 season, 98 runs, 36 homers, 91 RBI, 24 steals. So the homers, if he's up there at that 36 number, I think there is a chance that he could push 40. I don't know if he does it this year. We got to see what a full season of Fernando Tatis Jr. looks like, because remember 2 years ago, he didn't play a full season, and last year we only had a 60-game season. So what does a full 162 with Tatis bring? 24 steals. So I think we can all say 2020 for Tatis is in the bag, right? That's coming. That's happening. 30-30, maybe, and we'll see where that power gets him. Fernando Tatis Jr. is the kind of guy that if he is getting close, right? If he is in the last month of the season and he's at 30 steals and 33 home runs, he's stealing 10 bases that last month of the year. But this looks good. You guys let me know what you think on the over, the under, or the looking good for Fernando Tatis Jr. This is just big things coming from Fernando Tatis Jr. And these projections come in at about a 60%, so they give room for more or less. So there's room to grow here. David, thank you for this super chat. You will be next. We have one more. We have one more for Kyle. And David, we are going to get to your Soto, Turner, and Scherzer next. Okay, so let's do the last one for Kyle, and that was Clayton Kershaw. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is what's cool about this. I did not plan to do Clayton Kershaw, so I do not have a video for him. The only reason we're going to get Clayton Kershaw's projection is because Kyle asked for it. So here's what we're going to do for this. Let me get my screen ready to go, and we will grab this. Let me show this to you guys. Okay, so here we go. This is where we're going to get his numbers from. Find Kershaw. And let's go get Kershaw's numbers for the 2021 season. Let's get down there. Come on. Oh, we passed it. Here we go. Clayton Kershaw. We got to make this bigger. Clayton Kershaw, 2021 projection. 14 wins, 168 Ks over 160 innings. So they're not projecting him to go a full load, right? They're not projecting him to push, 200 innings or anything like that, like they are Trevor Bauer. So we got 160 innings, 168 Ks, an ERA of 3, and a very nice whip of 1.04. Doing great with the ground balls. Look at that ground ball rate. I don't know if you guys can see that. 53% ground ball rate last year. The highest he's had in the last 5 years. That is a big part of this. The velo, look at his velo. 91.6, up from 90.4 and 90.9 the 2 previous years when that ERA started to get back up there, right? The ERA was down, the whip was down because his velocity ticked back up. He had the nice ground ball rate, the higher ground ball rate than he had recently. His control was there. Everything was good for Clayton Kershaw, and they are projecting that to hold. So there is your Clayton Kershaw projection for the 2021 season. Again, Kyle, thank you for that. The only reason why we did that one is because you made the super chat. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the next super chat. Again, the super chats take over when they come in. That's the other nice thing about doing this. David, you are next. Juan Soto, Trey Turner, and Max Scherzer. David, I'm glad you did that, because looking at who I've got lined up, I did not have those 3 lined up to do. So we are doing them special just for David. This is good. Here we go. So we have, again, David, we have Juan Soto. Let's go to Soto. These numbers are probably going to be just ridiculous. Let me get Soto back up. Make sure you guys can see that all right. I wish I could make that. All right. All right. Let's do this. Soto. Blew right past him. Let me get it back. Juan Soto, 2021. This is insane. 112 runs, 38 home runs, 110 RBI, 12 steals, and a 298, 418, 583 slash line. With those numbers, if Juan Soto doesn't win the MVP, they should just pack it up and stop giving it away. For that to be the projection is absolutely insane. And they have the up at 45 home runs. Absolutely insane. Look at this. Last year, his expected home run per fly ball ratio got up to 42. The actual home run to fly ball ratio was at 36%. Just a monstrous season in store for Juan Soto. That's huge. That is a massive number for Juan Soto. Crazy. All right. Next up, we've got, and Rocky, thank you for that. Rocky, we will get to you as soon as we're done with David. Next up, it's Trey Turner. Let's get to Trey, and then we're going to do Max. Trey Turner, here we go. That's Justin Turner. Let's move down a little bit. Trey Turner projection for 2021 looks like this. 90 runs, 21 home runs, 71 RBI, 36 steals. 36 steals is nice. I think we could get a little more than that. A 304 batting average. You like that. That is nice. 304 batting average, 365 on base, and 507 slugging. That batting average is nice. I'm trying to figure out where now last year he hit 335. That was crazy. 304 is what the projection is. Looking at the XBA last year kind of shows some legit possibility here for him to hit that average. So you get a nice 304 average, 36 steals. I mean, you have those two in that lineup. That lineup is going to be nasty. And then the last one, you got to like that for Trey Turner, is Max Scherzer. Let's go to Max. Get the Max. The only problem with this is now I got to scroll down. 1, 2, 3, and boom. All right. Here is Scherzer. It's going to be his age 36 season. He's projected to go 13 wins. Again, wins are hard to project, but we have 174 Ks, 174 innings, 235 Ks with a 3.59 ERA and a 1.16 whip. That ERA would be high. I mean, look at these previous seasons, 19, 18, 17, 16. It's all in the twos. 3.59 would be high, and that whip is getting up there too. So they're adjusting for the age. They're adjusting for, I mean, look, the velo's still there. Look at that velo over the last few years. It's clocking in 94.3 to 94.9 consistently, 94.7 last year. So as long as he can stay healthy, it looks good. You see the walk rate up just a tad. The K rate down just a smidge. Tads and smidges. That's what we're talking about here. The fly ball rate was low compared to some of his other seasons. So I actually think he could probably come in underneath that 3.59 ERA and help keep the Nats in that division. So David, thank you for that. That is good. I appreciate that. Let me move that out of the way. So we have that one done. We have William. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Big time love to you, William. I'm going to get to you in just a moment. We will get to some of your Braves. Let me get to Rocky. Rocky's looking for Pearson, Vladdy, and Bo. Here's the good news, Rocky. We've got Vladdy and Bo. I will have to pull up Pearson. Actually, I can pull up the slide for Pearson. I don't have the video for Pearson, but I do have a slide. We do have video for Vladdy and Bo. So let's go down and get a Vladdy shot, and then we'll do Vladdy's projection. Let me find that. I have them alphabetical. G, Guerrero, go.
Shoemaker's out, Montoyo's out, and Guerrero gets into one. No doubt about this one for Vladdy, and this game is tied.
Big shot there from Vladdy. So his projection for the 2021 season looks like this. 78 runs, 22 homers, 87 RBI, 2 steals, a slash line at 286, 352, and 466. He's just got to hit the ball in the air more. His whole thing is that the ball is he's hitting too many ground balls. Too many ground balls, too many line drives. It's about 80% on the ground or a line drive. He needs to do more. While I'm looking at this, I'm just going to pull up real quick his number. That is the deal with Vladdy, is that he's not hitting the ball in the air enough. Looking at last year, it was 28%. Year before that, wait a minute, what are we looking at here? Hold on. Yeah, 55% on the ground, 70% line drive. So needs it in the air more. needs it in the air more. Trent Grisham hits it in the air about 34%. Randall Grichuk hits it in the air about 40%. So if Vladdy could hit it in the air as much as Randall Grichuk could, with the velocity and the barrel rate for Vladdy, the numbers are going up. The power numbers are going up, and that's going to lead to more RBI. So that's my thoughts on Vladdy. Good call on Vladdy. Let's get to Bo. I got you with Bo.
Pitching they wanted too early from Nate Pearson. But here's a fly ball, and Bo Bichette, his 5th hit of the game.
That was the big night from Bo Bichette when he had 5 home runs. This is his projection. 79 runs, 25 homers, 73 RBI, 20 steals. So a 2020 season for Bo Bichette. 290, 335, and 526. That's a nice slugging. 526 for Bo Bichette. Ultimately, again, I think he could do maybe a little bit better in the run category. The home runs, probably about right. The RBI, I think he's going to be hitting towards the top of the lineup. But I think Bo will push 100 runs. That's my feeling, is Bo is going to be closer to 100 runs than he is 79. That is my feeling on Bo. But that is his projection. And now you also asked for Nate. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because I did have a slide for Pearson. There it is. And here is the Nate Pearson projection. 7 wins. They kind of did Nate dirty on the projections here, honestly. 7 wins, 106 Ks over 116 innings. That ERA is high, 4.33. The whip is 1.39. Rocky, that's high. I don't love that. I think that ERA and that whip are going to be down. I do think he strikes out closer to, I think his Ks and his innings are going to be mirrored. It's my opinion. We'll see how it goes. But that ERA is going to be lower. That ERA is definitely going to be lower. In fact, let's pull up the Pearson. Let me find that again. Here we go. Let's get Pearson up, because we got to find why they did him dirty like that. And I'm going to pull it back up for you guys too as we look at it together. So let's get this out of the way. Here's the metrics. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So they're looking at the walk rate was high. So look at this. 16% was the walk rate last year. They're projecting it to be 10. It needs to be down. I mean, good pitchers are going to have that sucker down at like 4 or 5%. That's part of the reason there. You know, that velo is good, 96.4. The hit rate is 29. That might be a little high. But all of that is stuff that's just going to come down over the years. And I think it starts to come down this year. So I think we have a better year than that from Nate Pearson. Rocky, thank you for that, my friend. All right, we have William next up. William, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, my friend. Let me get it up on the screen. Here we go. William, again, thank you so much. Acuna, Freeman, Ozuna, Fried, Anderson. All right, so here's how we'll do. Let's go. Who do we have? I do have Acuna. Let's roll Acuna real quick for William. Acuna coming up right now.
1 strike pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, hit in the air, right field side, deep, got a chance to go. That ball is gone for Ronald Acuna. He hit it to the right center field bullpen, and it's 1-0 Braves in the first inning.
So these are his numbers. This is crazy. 119 runs, 39 homers, 87 RBI, 29 steals, 267, 371, and 538 slash line. I'll be honest with you. I think that there is a very good chance that if Acuna is pushing 40 homers and he's at 30 steals, this is going to be just like Tatis. If we get to the final month of the season and Acuna's at 30 steals and he's pushing 40 homers, He's going to bust it to get to 40-40. I think we can all agree. He's going to bust it to get there. So that is the Ronald Acuna. It is a good one. It is a nice one. I think that it is just the runs. It's going to be hard to go over runs. I think he matches those home runs. The RBI at the top of the lineup, it's going to be hard to drive in 100 runs hitting at the top of the lineup. But I think the steals could go up. And I think his slash line could go up slightly as well. I think monster years coming from Acuna. We've also got Freeman and Ozuna. I do have Ozuna, so let's run some Ozuna video right now.
That one is well struck left field on its way. Marcell Ozuna will touch them all.
Ozuna coming back to the Braves was huge. To add him into that lineup, here's his projection: 82 runs, 33 homers, 103 RBI, 282, 359, 523 slash line. A great season is projected for Ozuna. I think just putting him back on that team in that lineup, that is going to really help push him and have a nice season from Marcell Ozuna. So here are his projections for the 2021 season. Then we got Freeman, Fried, Anderson. All right, let's do this. And you've got, I think MVP is going to be very interesting with Acuna and Freeman. I worry that they're going to take votes away from one another. So that'll be fascinating to kind of see how that all plays out. Being on the same team, they're both going to have monster seasons. Cy Young, Fried and Anderson, I'm really interested to see what we get from Anderson in year 2. I think Fried's going to continue to be good. Anderson, just from what we saw last year, it feels like Anderson has the highest potential. Just to kind of, if we're talking about who's going to win Cy Youngs, Anderson, the swing and miss rate, just the K rate is higher than Max Fried. It's higher than Soroka, and I think that's going to be what gets him to that. And I agree with you. I think Ozuna very well could hit 40 home runs this year, no doubt about it. All right, let's look at we will also want to do Freeman. I do not have a Freeman, so it's a good thing you requested, because otherwise we wouldn't have it. All right, let me get the forecaster back up. Let me move some things around here. All right, we're back up, and we're going to Freddie Freeman. There he is. So Freddie Freeman's projection for 2021. 113 runs, 33 home runs, 117 RBI, a 309, 409, 566 slash line. Okay, I said earlier that if Soto does what he does, you just got to give it to him. This would be insane from Freddie Freeman, though I think the Soto numbers were a little bit better. This would just be nuts from Freddie Freeman. 113 runs, 33 homers, 117 RBI in that 309, 409, and 566 slash line. Absolutely unbelievable stuff there. Looking at some of his other numbers, see if anything looks like it's fallen off. Fly ball rate has come down, but it's been down the last 2 years, and he's doing just fine. Looking at some of the other numbers, the velo, the XBA, it's all looking good. It's going to be another monster season from Freddie Freeman, and that's going to hurt. Might hurt both of them for the MVP. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. What else do we have? We wanted to do Fried. Let's do Max. All right. So here's his projection for 2021. Max Fried, 15 wins, 174 innings, 170 Ks. A 3.56 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. Fair. His velo, his average velo, sitting at 93 from last year. Swinging K rate at 11.8%. Looking at some of the other numbers, the ERA. Now here, this is to note. This is something to note. This is why it's a 3.56 ERA, even though it was 2.25 last year. Look at his xERA compared to his ERA last year. 2.25 is what he got. 3.85 is what it was. The xERA kind of takes a look at across all of baseball what hits and results led to runs, and it kind of takes into account what should have led to runs that maybe didn't lead to runs in actuality. It's a whole complicated thing, but that's the sum of it. So look at it. He was 2.25 and 3.85 in 2020. And look at 2019. He was 4.02 with a 3.54. So the ERA was higher than the xERA in 2019. And then in 2020, it flipped. So this year, they have it settling at that 3.56. So that's Max Fried. And I know you also wanted Ian Anderson. Get your Ian Anderson. All right. No, we're doing this wrong. Let's do that. All right, Ian Anderson. And again, here, this is why I think Ian Anderson has Cy Youngs in his future. So his projection is 9 wins. It's tough to call. Only 138 innings. We'll see what kind of pitch count he ends up on this year. 156 Ks, 3.81 ERA, and a 1.25 WHIP. But that K rate, 138 innings, 156 Ks. If this is his follow-up to 2020, would you take that? I guess is my question, William. Are you happy with that for Ian Anderson, or is that going to be a disappointment? The velo 94.1 last year. You know, he's got that dangerous changeup. So that seems all right. I would like a little bit lower ERA if I was looking at that projection. That would be my thoughts on that. But that is Ian Anderson. So we've got Acuna, Freeman, Ozuna, Fried, Anderson. Yes, and Acuna has a real shot at that 40-40. So thank you, William, for the super chat. I appreciate that. And guys, keep the likes coming because we are going to be tracking the likes, the super chats. That's your chance to request. We're looking at the screen right here because there's names that I didn't have already queued up, so we wouldn't have gotten to them unless you requested them. So the super chat, all the descriptions are below for you guys to see, how the super chats work. So thank you, William. That was good. Let's get into all right, Kyle with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Let me scroll down. We've got Gurriel, Teoscar, and Bigio. Good news. I have a Bigio teed up here. Let's go with Bigio.
And a well-hit ball deep right field.
So 91 runs for Kevin Bigio is the projection. 23 homers, 78 RBI, 18 steals. It kind of doing us dirty on that home run steal thing. He's going 2020, right? He is going 2020. It's happening. So give me 2020 for Kevin Bigio. The projection has him at 23 and 18. 91 runs, 78 RBI. Dude, that depends where he's hitting in the lineup. What was he hitting? 6th today? I think he was hitting 6th in the lineup today. If he's hitting 6th in the lineup during the season, you flip that, right? This just depends on where he falls. 91 runs, 78 RBI. Could easily be 78 runs, 91 RBI if he's hitting further down the lineup. The slash line, 251, 377, 449. I'd like a little bit higher batting average, but I think that's close to fair for Kevin. Love the on base being 126 points higher. I think that is dead on. And then that on base percentage is fair. He's going to be hitting a bunch of doubles. And if he's hitting in that low to mid 20s, that's about what it's going to be. But I think that there is a possibility that he pushes on the home runs and pushes on the steals a little bit. And I mean, as a Jays fan, I'd like to see that average up a little bit higher. Again, thank you everybody for hopping in here tonight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you're finding the channel for the first time tonight, make sure you subscribe and stay close to the channel. If you're a Blue Jays fan, this is a great place to be. If you're a baseball fan, if baseball is your thing, this is a great place to be as we move forward because that's what the channel's all about. All right, we also had Teoscar and Kevin. I'm sorry, we just did Kevin. Gurriel. Let's do this. I've also got Teoscar ready to go. So let's look at Hernandez.
The Washington Nationals, including a doubleheader, and that'll do it.
A green light on a 3-0 and a home run to center field for Teoscar Hernandez.
the power from Teoscar that he's showing, and he's looking yoked in his spring training. Just without a jersey on, with whatever the undershirt thing is, looking strong, looking like 40 home runs is in his potential. But they've got him for 35 here with 77 runs and 83 RBI, 9 steals, 252, 315, and 511. I mean, I love the slugging. I wish he could walk a little bit more and get that on base up just a tad. We'll see how it all kind of plays out with Teoscar Hernandez. Last year, he really broke out. Unfortunately, it was a short season. What can he do in a full 162 is really what I'm interested in seeing. What does he have in the tank over a full season? Would he have started that way last year and then gone into the tank for 2 games? That's the only thing I worry about there. But ultimately, I think that there is a good chance for Teoscar to have a big season. And then we also had Gurriel. Now, I did not have a let's see here. I did not have where's my projection? I thought I had a projection slide for Gurriel. I'm going to check one other thing. I don't have a video, but I'm pretty sure I have a slide. Let me see. It's loading. Give me 1 second. Gurriel. I don't have it. Okay, I don't have it. Apologies. So let's do this. Let's pull up the forecaster again. Let's get that out of the way. And let's go get Gurriel here. So we've got a projection. This is going to be age 27 for Gurriel. 71 runs, 29 homers, 84 RBI, 7 steals, 271, 314, and 500 on that slash line. Looking at the XBA, the fly balls, 29. I mean, it seems fair. 71, 29, and 84, pushing 30 homers. If we get 30 homers out of Lourdes Gurriel, I think we'll be happy. I think that'll carry the RBIs a little bit higher. I think he can go a little bit higher than 84 RBI. That batting average, I just love to see a 300 hitter out of Gurriel. I might sacrifice the power to get him to be a 300 hitter. Maybe he hits 25 homers if we want him to hit 300. But either way, if he goes for 30 homers and hits 270 or 25 homers and hits 300, I think we're all going to be very happy with what Lourdes Gurriel can do. Good stuff there coming from Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Again, thank you, Kyle, for the super chat. So again, here's how it works, everybody. We'll just give a quick reminder to everybody because we've been going now for 40 minutes already. That's wow. So here's how it works. Every 5 likes, we get a new projection. Let me see where we're at. We're at 39 likes. If we get another like, we're going to add another projection onto it. So every 5 likes, we add a projection onto what I had planned to do. So everything that we've just done doesn't count towards the total number. I still got 4 that I had planned to give you and all of the extra ones from all the likes. So every 5 likes, we get a projection. And if you want to request, you can do the super chat. You can do the $2 super chat to request 1, or you can do the $5 super chat to request 3. And when you make that request, we drop everything we're doing and I get to your request. So let us get on to, as we wait for anything else to change. Let's see, where are we with the likes? We're over 40 likes. Good. All right, let's get to, I got 4 more to do, and then we're going to get into all of the projections from the likes. So we did Acuna, we did Bauer, Dodger fans that are still here hanging out. Let's get to this man.
Thunder tonight.
That ball's lifted to left center field, back towards the wall. Betts has done it again.
Big season come from Mookie Betts. Here is his projection: 123 runs. 123. I think he could actually go higher. 32 homers, 86 RBI, 22 steals. The number of guys that are going to go 2020 this year are insane. I think we've already talked about 5 of them. And then a 297, 377, 546 slash line. Mookie Betts is going to go insane in a full year with the Dodgers. I can't wait to see it. Let me know what you think. Is he going to go over 123 runs? I think he goes over 123 runs. If he plays 160 games in that lineup, I think he's going over. You guys let me know what you think in the chat. I the big things coming from Mookie Betts in 2021. All right, next up on our list as we do Mookie, we have done Bauer. This is looking. Let's get to one of the guys whose name has been bantered about, came up in the offseason in trades. One of the pitchers that was rumored to get traded at one point.
On the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Better himself on defense. And that's all for the Tigers in Romine.
Here is the Luis Castillo projection. Now, the wins are low, but he is on the Reds. 233 Ks in 203 innings. An ERA that seems a little high to me, 3.55, and a whip of 1.19. I'm going to look up Castillo because actually that ERA may not be that bad for him, just based on what he's done historically. Let's see here. Got to look up the right Luis Castillo. Don't want the one that played for the Marlins and the Mets. All right. Yeah, that would be a high ERA. He was 3.4 in 2019. He was 3.21 last year, 3.12 his first year in baseball. Only once has he gone over 3.4, and that was in 2018. So I think that ERA is a little high, and I think he can come down from that. That would be the one area where I could see an improvement. Rocky, thank you for the super chat. And as always, again, so we got to keep track. That's 3 now that I've done from the plan. So we have 2 more planned, and then we get into the likes. Rocky with the super chat, making the request. We got Yates, Arenado, and Ryu. Let's do Arenado. First, just for you.
High fly ball, deep left field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. High fly ball, deep left field. Make it 3 games in a row. Rockies within a run. And this ball crushed. High and deep left field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long.
The Arenado projection for 2021 comes in with 92 runs, 33 homers, 104 RBI, and a 291, 353, 523 slash line. I think that's fair. Now, it's not 40 homers because the exit velo is down. His walk rate, so his batting average is at 291. His walk rate has come down a little bit. He's not walking as much. The ball isn't leaving his bat as quickly as it was a couple of years ago. So this really isn't about leaving cores. This is more about just some of those metrics are coming down a little bit. Now, if this is what the Cardinals get, I think they're going to be happy. 92 runs, 33 homers, 104 RBI, and a very fair slash line. I think anybody would take that slash line. So Nolan Arenado comes in with that. Now, for Ryu and for Yates, I do not have, we talked about this, I do not have the video for them, but I appreciate you bringing it up because we will reach out and grab, I do actually have some slides that we've done. Don't have video, but do have slides. Here's Yates. This is the Yates projection. Let's focus on the innings and Ks, 51 innings, 76 Ks. That looks nice. And that ERA and whip, 3.17 and a whip of 1. I think that's nice. 26 saves is fair. I think it's higher. If he is exclusively the closer for the Blue Jays in 2021, he's going to have more than 26 saves. They may want to sprinkle in some Dolis and Romano throughout the year, especially Romano, to see if he can establish himself as comfortable for, a full season, getting that 8th and 9th inning. But Yates, I think, can go over 30 saves. You guys in the chat, let me know what you think, but I think he can go over 30 saves, especially if he's got an ERA, the lower half of the 3s, and a whip of 1, a decent K rate. I like that for Kirby Yates. Let's get to Ryu. 12 wins. Again, wins are hard to project. So we kind of projected ourselves, right? Where do you think the wins are going to fall? I think he can do more than 12 wins if he's healthy, right? The innings are 160. Look, some of the other guys we talked about, Bauer and Castillo, the innings were 200. So they're not projecting Ryu to start all of his starts, basically. William, that's a good number, 15. I like that. So probably closer to 15 wins. The K's, he's going to have to pitch a little bit more, I think, to get to that. I mean, 160 innings, might have to pitch a little bit more, but if he stays healthy, I think he's probably pushing 180 innings, probably pushing 15 wins, which pushes the K's up. That ERA and WHIP are nice. That's fine. Let's leave that where it is. 307, 112, I'm fine with that. If it can be a little bit lower, great. We've seen in his career, he has put up some minuscule ERAs. Will he do that in the American League East this year? I don't know, right? 269 last year, 232 the year before that, 197 in 18. So, this ERA would actually be the highest ERA he would have posted in 3 years. But this is a projection, and it projects at about 60% of what they think the potential is. So they're saying that this is the fair number to go off of, and it could go lower. So I think that ERA can come down a little bit. I go down a little bit on the ERA. So there is our Ryu. And again, thank you, Rocky, for bringing that up. Again, we would not have brought up Ryu or Yates if not for your super chat, your request there. So thank you. All right, we got two more that we're doing. Let me get this here. Let's do from the postseason, the darling, the guy that broke all the hit records, this man.
Destroyed fastballs, and he hits that one into right center field. That ball is well hit, and Randy Rosarena does it again.
I think everybody's curious, what is Randy Rosarena going to do outside of the postseason, over a full season? Even MLB.com and Baseball America, when they were ranking their prospects for the 2021 season, they didn't even have Randy Rosarena in the top 25 after Rosarena just destroyed playoff pitching. This is his projection for 2021. 79 runs, 25 homers, 75 RBI, 19 steals, a slash line of 269, 390, and 483. It just depends. Who's he going to be? Who's he going to be? You guys let me know in the chat. Who do you think he's going to be? 79 runs, 25 homers. 70. I mean, that would be fair. I think a lot of people would be disappointed, though, if that's what he actually does. A lot of you guys are feeling the same thing, that he's going over. Again, this is Baseball Forecaster projects it at about 60% of what the peak is, so certainly could go higher. But they're obviously accounting for some things to come back down to earth, some things he did in the postseason that are going to come back down to earth. So there's Randy Rosarena for 2021. And we have another super chat. Rocky, thank you. Going for Clint Frazier. Let's look at Clint Frazier. Now, I do not have his numbers, but that's all right because we have the forecaster. Let me move some things around. Let's get that up. Let me get the Rosarena picture out of the way. All right. All right, I'm going to do this. We're going to leave that up, but I'm going to make sure we have a Rosarena towards the top of the screen so you guys can all see it. Randy. No, we're not doing Randy. We're doing Frazier. Sorry. Clint Frazier. So here's what the projection is, and let me make sure I have it towards the top of the screen so you guys can see it over the banner there. So last year, walk rate up, the improved exit velocity and barrel rate. So they've got a projected 420 plate appearances, which isn't what you want. You want about 600 plate appearances, but they're projecting for 420, whether it's injuries or just rotating around or whatever. They're projecting 420, but over that 420 plate appearances, 59 runs, 20 home runs, 52 RBI, 5 steals, and a 255, 333, 484 slash line. So if he's going to get 600 plate appearances, and that's not 600 at bats, you figure in some walks, 600 plate appearances, he could push 30 homers. And I think that's the key takeaway from this. That's 20 homers on 420 plate appearances. Give him another 200 plate appearances, and he's going to be pushing 30 homers. So Clint Frazier with some potential there. All right, let's get back. Thank you for that one. Let me get back to the screen. Moving things around. A lot to move around. So there we go. There's Clint Frazier. Joe Mama, I don't know if it's going to be 35 and 89 or 33 and 89. Maybe. Depends. It maybe depends. Let's get to the next one. This is going to be the fifth one, and then we're going to take a look at the likes. We're going to watch the likes. Let's do one of the big additions, big trade pickups from the San Diego Padres. Let's look at Blake Snell.
3 rounds, and now he gets a game 6. Are trying to play their way through that and beyond that. Springer, a swing and a miss.
1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. There's strike 3. Turner didn't agree in the night. Beauty by Snell.
So, Ks to innings, that's what we're looking at here. Those wins, I think we can all agree. The wins are going to be higher. The wins are going to be higher. Wins at 12, it's going to be higher. 223 Ks in 174 innings and an ERA of 3.45, whip of 1.21. You know, I think if he is on like he had been last year and in the second half of 2019, that ERA is going to be lower. It really just depends on how they manage him and how he's pitching later in the game. That's everybody, right? That's the elephant in the room, is everything later in the game. He kind of struggles. But I feel like he's got more wins in him. The Ks to innings seems right. That ERA, I mean, here's the thing about that ERA. They're going on the metrics with stuff like this. They're basing it on his metrics. They're not basing it on the team he plays for. They're not basing it on his opponents. Looking at the opponents, he's going to be going up against the Rockies. He's going to be going up against the Diamondbacks. He's going to get the Giants. Yes, he's going to get the Dodgers, but he's got some good. Yeah, it's going to look good for him with the opponents that he's going up against. So I think that ERA can come down and the wins can tick up a little bit. William, thank you, my friend. Another one. You are so kind. I do appreciate that with the big super chat. Looking for the big request here. So we got Riley, Pache, Albies, Morton. Do the Braves hit 200 home runs as a team this season? Yeah, I think they can. With Acuna and Freeman and Albies and Ozuna, you're already over 100 right there. Yes, they will hit over 200 home runs. Thank you for that, William. I appreciate that. So let's get into it. All right. First up, let's do Austin Riley. We got to get now. Here's the thing. Blake Snell is out of the way, guys. So what's going to happen is after we do Williams, we're going to take a look at the likes, and we're going to base the next projections on how many likes we've got. So we'll count how many likes we have, and that'll be the number of projections that we have coming up. So hit that like if you want to get that number up as high as possible, because we can go all night or until you guys fall asleep or I fall asleep or I lose my voice or whatever. So let's get Blake Snell out of the way. Let's get to Austin Riley. Austin Riley is a very interesting one. All right, let's do this. And I'm a fan of Austin Riley. 2 reasons. We share the last name. And number 3, I have an autographed baseball card. So I'm ready for Austin Riley to break out. Here we go. Let me give you the because you made the big super chat. Let me give you the scouting report on it too. The question. Here's the notes from the guys at the Baseball Forecaster. Is he ready to break through as a starting fantasy third base? Here's the pros: contact rate trending up to league average, achieved upper echelon exit velocity, maintained his expected home run per fly ball ratio. Here's the cons: needs to reverse the ground ball trend in order to regain his power and reach the 30 homer plateau. So he's got to hit the ball in the air more, too many ground balls. A similar story that the Blue Jays have with Vladdy. Here's his projection. This is pretty good. 77 runs, 28 home runs, 85 RBI, 255, 316, 475 slugging. If you get 28 homers and 85 RBI out of Austin Riley, William, I think you're going to be thrilled. That would be a marvelous season for Austin Riley. That would be a breakout season for Austin Riley. So you got to love that. Good numbers there for Austin Riley. All right, let's get to Pache. We can do Pache. He's in here. His numbers might not be that hot just because, yeah. So 315 plate appearances is what they're projecting. I mean, nobody knows how much he's going to play. 29 homers, 29 runs. I didn't mean to get you excited there. 29 runs, 6 home runs, 25 RBI, 264, 302, 385 slugging. Here are the notes on him. Let's see. Made his debut. The injury thrust him into playoff duty. Right, because he wouldn't have played in the playoffs if there weren't injuries. The elite speed and glove drive his prospect profile, while raw power carries the bat. At present, too much swing and miss and poor decisions on the bases dampen his initial fantasy upside. More high minor seasoning would serve him well, but he's one to watch. So kind of predicting Pache. Well, I mean, if he's getting 315 plate appearances, he's starting in the minors or at the alternate site, as we learned today, they're going to have, at least for the first month. So there's the numbers on Pache. Let's get Albies for sure. I'm pretty sure Albies looks good. I was looking at Albies because I was thinking about drafting him in a fantasy baseball league. Here we go, Ozzy Albies. Slow out of the gate. We did that all last year. Finished strong after the return from IL. Power was back. Got a little help from his hit rate, 38% in September. Track record points to both health and contact rate bouncing back. So 98 runs, 24 homers, 80 RBI, 15 steals, a 279, 327, 423, or 479 slugging. Nice job. Nice projection there for Ozzy Albies. I just like him to walk more. I wish we could get him back up to that walk rate that he had in 18, 19, get him up to 8 from 4. I'd like that a little bit more from Ozzy Albies. With this lineup, all that's around him, don't be so jumpy. Take some walks. The walks will be there. So that's Ozzy Albies, though. All right, let me look at what else you got. Charlie Morton. Let's do Charlie Morton for sure. I do see more runs for Albies as well. It depends where he's hitting. 98 runs. He can certainly, he did 105 in 18, 102 in 19. If he's healthy, look at the plate appearances, 702 plate appearances. Certainly going to push and exceed 100 runs if that's what's going on. And then we got Charlie Morton. Let's go to Charlie Morton. Here's his projection. 12 wins, 188 Ks over 160 innings. That's nice. A 3.52 ERA and a 1.14 WHIP. You got to love that. We're looking at it. Now, last year, 4.74 and 1.39. Why are they projecting it down? Look at the xERA. His ERA and xERA don't jive. Typically for his career, at least the last couple of years, the xERA was higher than the ERA. This 2020 season, it flipped. His ERA was higher than the xERA, so they're going to expect that to bounce back. Same thing with the WHIP. Same story with the WHIP there for Charlie Morton. So good stuff coming for Charlie Morton. All right. And yes, again, definitely going over 200 home runs. So thank you, William, for that. And I appreciate Kyle and David, you guys being there because I'm watching this, you engaging with everybody in the chat. I appreciate that. So that is good. ERA a little high, but it's a nice comeback from last year. That's for sure. All right, so here we are. Let's check the likes. We're at 50 likes. So that means right now we have 10 more projections that we can do. And the more likes we get, the more projections we'll do. All right, let's roll with this one. Let's do maybe the best player of the generation.
This is out toward right field. Going back on his Tucker. He's watching it go. That is gone.
career home run number 300 for Mike Trout.
That was his 300th home run. Here is his projection. Just comical. I mean, all-time great stuff. I mean, it really, 108 runs, 46 homers. He's really turned into a power hitter. 103 RBI, 7 steals. The steals have gone down. The power has gone up. 290, 428, 642 slash line. Just some crazy numbers from Mike Trout in the forecast. And I think he's going to deliver. I think he's got a shot at hitting 50 homers. I mean, think about his career. He's got a 50 homer season in the tank. Don't you think? I think it's definitely going. Now you're saying, how is this going on? Well, here's the deal. His fly ball rate has gone up over the past few years. In 2016, it was at 37%, and he has had a steady increase to where he hits the ball in the air half the time when he puts it in play. 50% last year, 49% in 2019. That is a big contributor to the power. Plus, the expected home run, the home run per fly ball ratio has gone up. It was at 19%. Went to 23, 25, 26. So the home run to fly ball ratio has gone up, and he's hitting the ball in the air more. That is where the power is coming from. That is why we're seeing the increase in home runs. This is not, the 45 that he hit in 19, the 17 that he hit over 241 plate appearances last year. Not a fluke. He's a power hitter now. That's why I think there's a serious chance Mike Trout hits 50 this season. So I think there's a real chance that he's gonna bop 50. All right, so there is Mike Trout. We've got, you guys might need to keep track for me, keep count for me. We got 9. We'll do 9 more based on the like count, and then we'll take another look at the likes and go from there. Let's do another Blue Jay. For any of my Jays fans that are hanging out here. Maybe the guy that we're all starting to root for now, that I don't think we were rooting for 2 years ago.
So that would pretty much indicate that he's done.
Tellez sends a drive to deep right center, and it's another home run for the Blue Jays. And Tellez hits another one a mile to right. 2 at-bats and 2 home runs.
I mean, good things are coming. Rowdy Tellez, what we're already seeing in this spring training, he's working. It's a guy that's working hard. And it's paying off. And I think that's why we're all rooting for him. Here are his numbers: 55 runs, 23 homers, 63 RBI. It is all going to depend on playing time. That is going to be the key. The numbers here are based on a total number of 420 plate appearances. So we were talking about Clint Frazier was projected for 20 homers at 400 plate appearances. So Rowdy Tellez, if he's getting regular playing time, could be pushing 30 home runs if he's getting regular playing time. Good stuff coming, I think, this season from Rowdy Tellez. Dodger fans, let's get back to you and take a look at your welcome back again third baseman.
Turner lifts a fly ball to left field and deep. Back towards the wall and gone. It's a new game on Turner's first home run.
And the hospitals, he wasn't able to, but the kids did it for him.
There's a high fly ball to deep left field, and Justin Turner has hit it out. Turner hits another one to deep left field. He has doubled his home run total tonight.
More dew and straws.
Wow.
He can do some big things with the bat. Here's his projection for 2021. 74 runs, 21 homers, 65 RBI, 3 steals, the 294, 384, and 501 slash line. So they're projecting another good season from Justin Turner. At least one more in the tank based on the metrics, based on how everything is going for Justin Turner. They're projecting another good season. All right, so we've done 3. We have 7 more to get to match the like count. Let's stay with the Dodgers for one more. Let's look at the World Series MVP.
1-2. Hit in the air to center. Back at the track. It is gone. Another one for Seager.
We did a Rosario. We had to do Seager, right? Here is his projection for 2021. 94 runs, 28 homers, 97 RBI, a decent slash line. This is a, Corey Seager, I'm back kind of season. I think he can push these numbers a little bit. I think that it's good things coming, and it is a return for Corey Seager after some injury problems slowed him in 2018. And then 2019, he was good in 2019, led the league in doubles in 2019, but the power didn't match. So really reclaim the spotlight in the playoffs, and I think he comes back and has a very fine season. These would actually be in terms of homers, and maybe let me double check one more thing. In terms of homers and RBI career numbers for Corey Seager. All right, let's go to, for the Nats fans that are in the house, David, you are here. Let's give you another Nat. Let's do the big guy from Chicago coming out playing left field for you guys now.
To get guys off your fastball.
Well, that ball hit well, high and deep to center field and gone.
Schwarber's coming this year, and he's going to be so motivated after not getting the contract from the Cubs, looking like his home team was giving up on him, and now he's playing for a contract. 76 runs, 32 homers, 73 RBI, that slash line. The power numbers look good. I think he can push it. I think the RBI, if the power numbers are up, which I think he can push, I think that there's a very good chance that those RBIs are going to be up as well. I think the Kyle Schwarber that we're going to see in 2020 is going to be just like the Kyle Schwarber we saw in 2019. That Kyle Schwarber hit 38 home runs. I think it is going to be that Kyle Schwarber all over again. William, thank you for the super chat coming through again. I appreciate that. Let's get to it. We've got Corbin, Strasburg, in hand. Let's do it. Now, these are all requests. All right. Again, anybody that's hanging out, if you make the request, if you make the super chat, I stop what I'm doing, and we're going to get to these guys. So let's do it. We're going to go to Corbin, Patrick Corbin first. We got to remember we have 6 more to do based on the likes. Somebody remember that number, 6. I'll try to remember it. But let's get to Patrick Corbin. Let's get this up. Let's see. You guys want to see it, right? I guess I should make Kyle Schwarber go away. There we go. All right, let's get to Patrick Corbin. Here we go. Patrick Corbin projection. Looking at his notes here. Okay, so we have 11 wins again. Let's not focus on the wins. Let's focus on the other numbers. 204 Ks in 189 innings. That would be nice. 3.79 ERA and a 1.30 WHIP. I want to compare that to what he did his first year with the Nats because I have a reference point. So 2019, he was 3.25 with 238 Ks. 3.25 with 238. So they're projecting 204 and 379. So they're not projecting him to get to what we had in 2019. What are we looking at here? Velo was down from 91.9 to 90.2. He lost 2 miles an hour on his velo in 2020, but they are projecting some of that to come back. That's important. The K rate, the swinging K rate, that's what they want us to watch to see where he's at. Check out the swinging K rate in 18 and 19. He was at 16% and almost 15%, and then it dipped down to 11. And that K rate was at 31 and 29%. That dipped down to 20. So those are the indicators there. That's what to watch for with Patrick Corbin. All right, next up, let's do Steven Strasburg. Can he stay healthy is the question. I think he can. when he has stayed healthy, or when he's coming off. Oh boy, I misspelled his name. When he has stayed healthy, he has been great. And usually his injuries come off of a season when he pitched a career high or a near career high inning number. Here you see in 2017, he pitched 175 innings, and then the next year he pitched 130. Then after the 130, he pitched 209, and then he got hurt last year and was shut down. So I think we get a full Steven Strasburg season. So they're projecting 13 wins, 191 Ks and 160 innings, a 3.47 ERA and a 1.10 WHIP. I got to think you take that. The velocity, they have the velocity bouncing back to 94.6. It was down last year, but again, he only pitched very, very rare last year, 5 innings total. You didn't see Steven Strasburg last year, basically. But I think he bounces back. I think he's got a good season. I like some more wins. I think he pushes 200 Ks. That ERA looks about right, and the WHIP looks right to me. All right, let's get to the third one here. Brad Hand. Let's get to Brad Hand. All right. Oh, boy. This is going to be trouble because of Ron Chandler. His name's going to be in this whole thing. Let's scroll down to Brad Hand. Pardon me while I scroll. Almost there. All right. We're in the H's. Brad Hand, where are you? Here we go. Brad Hand's projection. This is what I'm interested in, is his velo. It's not going in the right direction. They're projecting it to bounce back a little bit. It really needs to. That's got to bounce back. But he is projected to save 27 games. The question is he going to be closing games, or is it going to be Hudson? But they've got him projected for 27 saves, 88 Ks over 65 innings, a 3.43 ERA, and a 1.05 WHIP. That ERA isn't really going to do it as the closer. So that's going to be something interesting to watch for Brad Hand. Again, William, thank you for the super chat to get us on those names. Let me move some things around. Again, thank you. All right. We have a few more to do. Let's get into, we had 6 more to do. Let's roll with Frankie Lindor next. New Mets acquisition. This is going to be him hitting a home run in an Indians uniform. But here he goes.
He did the first. See, they're not scoring like he thought they would. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a home run for Francisco Lindor.
His projection for 2021 is 98 runs, 28 homers, 76 RBI, 20 steals, another 2020 projection. I think he's going to hit more home runs. And there's your slash line, 279, 341, and 484. Again, I think he's probably going to have, I think he's going to hit 30 home runs. That is my feeling. David, want him to close, but Hudson could step up. Yeah. We're at 55 likes. All right, that gives us another one. So let's put it back to 6. Let's put it back to 6. All right. So we've got Lindor. We've done Acuna and Arenado and Bauer and Betts, Bichette, Bigio, Castillo. Let's do the other Padres acquisition, Yu Darvish.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hira.
The kick and the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Here is the Darvish projection, 13 wins, 234. Again, let's focus on the Ks in innings, ERA and WHIP, 234 and 189, 355 and 114. Pretty decent numbers ultimately for Darvish. I think it's going to be a little bit better than that. I think it is going to be a little bit more. Now, listen, last year he was going up against just the Central teams and had some favorable matchups. He had the lowest ERA of his career. That's not going to happen again. But look to what he did in 2019 when he had the 3.98 ERA, had the nice K rate, K rate of 11.5 per 9 in 2019. So I think the Ks are going to be there. Probably some more wins. ERA is fair. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. But I do see some more wins. All right. 5 more, and then we'll take a look at the like count. Let's look at, for any Yankee fans that might be hanging out in the chat, let's do Mr. All Rise.
Judge on the first pitch sends a ball well hit out to right center field. On the run is DeShields, and it's gone.
Aaron Judge. This is interesting. This is the only one where I put the plate appearances that are in the projection. Only 490 plate appearances. Again, you want to get to 600. 87 runs, 31 homers, 74 RBI, 3 steals, 268, 374, 530 slash line. If he's healthy, he's going, over that. It's just a matter of, can he stay healthy? That's what is going to be the key with Aaron Judge. Had that monster 2017 with the 52 homers, but 112 games the year after that, 102 games in 19, only 28 out of 60 games last year. How much does Judge play is the question, but we know what the potential is there if he's playing full time. Rocky, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. We're going to do Dansby Swanson, Victor Robles, and Robbie Ray. Let's do it. Let's get Judge out of the way, and let's get to Swanson, Robles, and Ray. First up, Dansby. His projection, coming off a nice season, right? 10 home runs in 264 plate appearances. They are projecting him to pop 21 homers, drive in 69 runs, score 82, steal 10, and put up a 255, 326, 441 slash line. I mean, that's fair. They have the up at 30 homers, hitting the ball in the air a little bit more. The home run to fly ball ratio is steadily increasing. So if that continues, he'll be there. That is going to be the key for Dansby Swanson. Does he keep that going? All right, let's look at Robles now. Let's see. There we go. Victor Robles. 560 plate appearances is what they're projecting. They're not giving him the power yet. The fly balls are at 35%. The barrel could be better. All right, so the projection, 74 runs, 15 homers, 54 RBI, 26 steals. If they put him at the top of the lineup, 247, 341, 400, just if he could hit for, 20 points higher in the batting average and raise that on base another 20 to 30%, I think that would be fair for the leadoff spot when you throw in that speed. It doesn't look like the power is coming for Robles, at least not yet. So this is a great year to try him at leadoff. That's my feeling on Victor Robles. Let's do Robbie Ray. Here he is. Robbie Ray, 9-win projection, 222 strikeouts over 167 innings. Whew! A high ERA, 4.57, and a high WHIP, 1.46. It's really just going to depend on, the control. Look at the walk rate. When he had his great season, he was at an 11% walk rate. He was up to 18%. He had a nice bounce back season sort of in 2019. If we can get the Robbie Ray 17, 18, 19, if we can get somewhere in between there, the Blue Jays are going to have something good in Robbie Ray. And I think it's coming. I really do. All right. So we've got that one. And again, thank you for that one, Rocky. All right. Let's roll. We had 5 more, am I right? I think we had 5 more after Judge. Let's look at the new Yankee starter. I think there's some questions around this guy just because he's been in Pittsburgh for so long. What does he bring to the Yankees now? Let's look at Tyone.
Back in again.
Breaking ball.
And Escobar waves the strike 3. He had Tommy John surgery a couple of years after he was drafted.
Taillon has allowed a single and a hit batter. That's been it. And now with another strikeout.
His projection for 2021 is fair. The wins, again, the wins probably going to be closer to, in my opinion, probably closer to 12. World Traveler, welcome in, my friend. You're good. We're going for a little while longer. The K's to innings, fair. 145 to 132. I think that track continues if he ends up closer to, 200. Jameson Taillon in his career, the most innings he's ever thrown is 191. He did that in 2018, and with that, he struck out 179. So they're projecting a swing in that K rate with the Ks over innings, and an ERA of 3.84 and a WHIP of 1.24. All right, Jameson Taillon. Probably going to have a good season. Probably coming. All right, let's stick with the pitchers. We'll go with another pitcher whose name was in the trade wins this season out of the NL Central.
Everybody's in it.
Well, they're coming in. And that's a fastball.
Garcia.
Sonny Gray. 197 Ks, 174 innings, a 3.49 ERA, a 1.23 WHIP, 12 wins. Comparing that to last year, it's not 2019. 2019, he had the 2.87 ERA, was an all-star, was getting Cy Young votes. Sort of a mix between 19 and 20 is what we're looking at here. And I think that that's pretty fair. Now, in 2019, he threw 175 innings. He's only thrown over 200 innings twice in his career. So here they're projecting for 174. That's probably a fair number. So those Ks are probably going to come in right around 200. All right. We've got 3 more. And then we're going to double check. Then we'll check back with the like volume. All right. Let's stay. Let me make sure I've got it. Let's stay in the National League Central and do the other pitcher whose name popped up in the trade wins this offseason.
Swing and a miss. Called strike 3. Milwaukee now 3 games under 500. Swing and a miss.
Kyle Hendricks. So kind of the opposite of Sonny Gray with the innings and Ks. Higher innings, lower Ks. So we got 13 wins, 162 Ks, 196 innings, 3.24 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. I mean, that's the kind of stuff. That's why a lot of teams are going to be asking for his services come trade deadline if the Cubs aren't getting it done. So yeah, there's his projection. Last year, the 2.88 ERA, but kind of got to get back to 2019, 2018, where he lived in that 3.4 range. All this projection kind of just keeps it going with what he'd been doing the previous years, and just a little bit better. World Traveler, your question. So yeah, in the description of the video, it is broken out, and I've got it here on the banner. Every 5 likes, we have a new projection. We've got 2 more to go based on the like count. We got to double check the like count. And $2 super chat to request 1 player, $5 super chat to request 3 players. Just make your super chat and put the players in there that you want the projection for. All right. So yes, I'm still taking requests. All right. So we've got, again, 2 more. Let's go to the Phillies here. Somebody asked earlier if we had a Philly. We do have 1 Philly. And it is this man.
Out to center field. Birdie's going back toward the track, to the wall. It is gone! Off the brick wall in center field.
Big power from Real Muto. 88 runs, 26 homers, 88 RBI, 9 steals, a 274, 335, 488 slash line for JT Real Muto. The Phillies had to bring him back. They needed that production in that lineup, but they didn't have it. going to cause big problems. Those would be career numbers. His career high in RBI is 83. His career high in home runs is 25. It would not be a career number in runs, but they're projecting a career high for home runs and RBI for JT Realmuto. Let's get to one more here. Unsigned, still available. Will he sign? I think he will, but where he goes, anyone knows. It's Yasiel Puig.
Swinging a long drive, deep right field. This ball gone.
Here is his projection for 2021. Again, these numbers, doesn't matter the team that they're on or who they're facing. It's just looking at the metrics. 60 runs, 21 homers, 63 RBI, 13 steals. I know he could be a head case, but anybody could use these numbers. Pencil him in. They could use these numbers. I would love to see Yasiel Puig in there for sure. As somebody, Puig deserves to be on a team. William, thank you for the super chat. We are going to do that. We are at 61 likes, so we can do one more. Let's do one more of these, and we're going to do William. I've got one more teed up and ready to go. It is going to be the final, a new Yankee starter, and then we're going to do William, his three. It is Corey.
The 1-2 pitch, swing, and the 1-2. Swung on and missed.
Pitching to him, maybe more aggressive and trying to do things. Oh, boy.
What's he going to be with the Yankees? I mean, they're taking a gamble on him. 102 innings, 94 Ks. They're projecting that K rate to come down. ERA 3.69. If the Yankees get that out of Corey Kluber, I think they are going to be happy. William, let's get to your super chat, because thank you for that, my friend. You're killing it tonight. I truly appreciate it. Darno, Story, Bryant, Simeon. Let's start in reverse order, because I do have Marcus Simeon. Not the video, but I do have a visual aid. Here's Marcus Simeon. 93 runs, 25 homers, 73 RBI, 11 steals, 256, 337, and 450 for Marcus Simeon. He's going to be performing for his next contract. That isn't something that they put into the projections. So I think that does come into play. His career high is 33 homers and 92 RBI. That's what he did in 2019 when he just went off. Now those 33 homers, he had 657 at-bats. I don't think he's going to get that many at-bats with the Blue Jays. So this projection looks about right if he's hitting at the top of the lineup. If he's hitting down, flip the runs in RBI. But there's Marcus Simeon. We do have Chris Bryant. Let's look at... Now we're talking... I'm assuming we're talking Chris Bryant. We do have some Chris Bryant.
Future starters. Singer's already here.
Chris Bryant out into deep left center. Gone! A home run. Bryant high and deep. Left center. Gone! A home run.
Chris Bryant, I think, has a nice season. These are the projections. I think he is going to have a very nice season with the Cubs. I think ultimately he will end up re-signing with the Cubs because of this. I think what we get from Bryant is 2019. A lot of people have forgotten Chris Bryant's 2019. 31 homers, 108 runs, a 903 OPS from a man that everyone says is done. He's not done. He's entering his age 29 season. Yes, last year sucked for Chris Bryant. It will not suck again. Chris Bryant's going to have a nice season. Let's get to now Trevor Story and Travis Darno. We did not have it. So again, thanks to William, we will have some that were not teed up. Let me get the graphic out of the way because we're going to pull up the numbers again from the forecaster. I've got a lot. We got a lot of graphics and stuff on the screen here. So I appreciate your patience as we get to, let's do Trevor's story. All right. We got to get this thing way up here. Trevor Story. Projection, 97 runs, 29 homers, 85 RBI, a 26 steal situation. This is probably the 10th player we've seen with a 2020 projection, and he'll be pushing 30-30. 280 batting average, 348 on base, 516 slugging. This will be his age 28 season. The Rockies need to lock him in. I don't know if he's going to lock in, but he's projected to have another nice season, 630 plate appearances. So this is a projection for a full season. So they're basically looking at him coming in a little light on what he did in 2019 from a power perspective, but a little bit more with the speed for Trevor Story. And then we had Travis d'Arnaud. Let's do Travis d'Arnaud. Where are you? But hold on a minute. Let's try this. Not sure why it's not giving it to us. There he is. There he is. All right. So really broke out last year, right? Looking like he's going to have a nice season. 385 plate appearances, 17 homers, 64 RBI. 64 RBI over 85 plate appearances would be nice. 45 runs, 259, 317, and 446 slugging for Travis d'Arnaud. Would you be happy with that? I think you'd take that. I think that's a fine season for a backstop who's going to be, splitting time. Sort of a late bloomer. Age 32 season coming up, and he's just starting to take off for Travis d'Arnaud. Again, thank you, guys. Thank you. Just kind of scrolling, making sure I don't miss one. And we got World Traveler in with the request. We've got Paredes. I don't know if I have Paredes. If I don't have Paredes, we'll give you another one. But we'll check it. Definitely going to have Valdez and Alvarez. So let's check those out next. Let's go to Jordan Alvarez. Anybody that is here just finding us for the first time, make sure you subscribe. If baseball is your thing, it's our thing. Come be a part of this community that we are building. Do I have the right thing up here? I do. Good. All right. We're going Alvarez first. Jordan Alvarez. Okay. Just 420 plate appearances, but 30 home runs. He's going to hit so many home runs. It's all about the knees. It's all about the knees, World Traveler. 30 homers, 75 RBI. If he is able to get 600 plate appearances, we know he's going 40 homers. We know he's going over 100 RBI. Big power. 273, 350, and 570 slash line. Big things coming from Jordan Alvarez. All right, let's get to, you had Valdez. I'm a fan of Valdez. Really like how he came on last year. Whoops. The name spelling right. There we go. Framber. I put an L in there. All right, here we go. 12 wins, 166 Ks, 160 innings, 3.71 ERA, and a 1.21 WHIP. That's pretty good. I mean, that's the K rate isn't as high as we've seen for some of these, but that ERA and that WHIP for some of the projections we've been seeing, that's very good. You'd like that ERA a little lower, the WHIP a little lower, but to project it for his second season, I'd be okay with that. Maybe 10 or 20 points lower on the ERA and 5 points lower on the WHIP, but for the projection, it's there. Age 27 season, room to grow. I don't think he has his break. He's going to have a good season. When does he sort of grab everybody's attention? It might be next year, but I think he has a very good year this year. And if you're paying attention, you see him coming. All right, who else we got? Paredes. Let's see if we've got him. I don't know if he's going to be in here. And again, if he's not, we'll give you another one. There he is. All right. Here is his projection. We have a 4-win situation. 64 Ks over 58 innings, a 4.04 ERA, and a 1.34 WHIP. The guys that are coming up, it's not the best when it comes to some of these projections because they're basing it on, minor leagues. I mean, last year, 3 wins, 21 innings, 20 Ks. They don't have a whole lot to go off of. Here's the notes on him, though. Was put in the bullpen. The expected walk and swinging K say he underperformed his walk and strikeout rates. He has a 4-pitch mix, high spin curve, above average fastball. Give him a chance to succeed in a role at the back of the rotation or a swingman, but he needs the ERA xERA gap. Okay, because look at it, the ERA was 3.05, xERA was 4.70. That gives them some concern. That's why the ERA is projected a little bit higher. But he was there. I was actually kind of surprised that he was there. I'm pleasantly surprised. So thank you, World Traveler, for the super chat and the request. Let's see here. Okay, let's David, have a good night, my friend. All right, we are at 61 likes, so we get one more projection based on the like count. Let's see who we've got. Do I have anybody that I have a video? We've got another one. All right. Everybody was pining for his services early on, and he ended up playing a bunch of teams against one another. I think it's this man.
Ricky Thangs is a hitter, and it's good to see him swinging the bat with authority.
And that one is driven deep to left field. See ya. A home run for DJ LeMahieu.
So LeMahieu for 2021, what stands out to me is the projection is 328. They're projecting a 328 batting average. That means he's got the chance to repeat or be close to what he did last year. But at the very least, 328, that's fantastic. Now, power's coming down. Doesn't hit the ball in the air quite enough. And the expected home runs, I mean, he's gotten kind of lucky with the power recently. And they're expecting that to sort of even out. His expected... the home run per fly ball ratio went from 11 to 19 to 27. You got to think that corrects itself, all while the fly ball ratio was going down. So he's hitting less fly balls, 29 to 26 to 21% over the last 3 years, but he was hitting more home runs per fly ball, 11 to 19 to 27%. So that's why he was able to keep the power. I just don't think that's going to continue. I think he's going to have to hit the ball in the air more if he wants to hold that power that he showed us in 19 with the 26 homers and with the 10 home runs that he gave us in the shortened season last year. So that's how you end up with a projection for DJ LeMahieu of 20 home runs. But that batting average, that's great. Yogi, I think the home runs sort of fall around 20 unless he can hit the ball in the air more. Unless he starts hitting the ball, gets the fly ball rate back up, I think that home run rate is going to probably be right around 20. All right, so we are at 61 likes. Do we have 4 more likes in us? Oh, wait, we don't need to worry about that right now. Listen, if you haven't hit the like yet and you do, that'll get us closer. But Rocky's coming in with a super chat and a request for Sixto Sanchez, Carlos Correa, and Manny Machado. Let's dive into it. I am going to be looking up all of these. Let's see. Let's get that out of the way. We'll come back over here. Let's go to Machado first. Actually, let's go to Sixto first because I love Sixto Sanchez. Here we go. Sixto Sanchez, his projection. I want to see that K rate get back up, but hey, this is what it is. 113 Ks over 131 innings. 10 wins. It's actually a good win count for the number of innings. 3.79 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. Here's the notes. Top shelf velocity. Swinging K, command. Keeps the ball on the ground. 58% of the balls that were in play off of Sixto last year were on the ground. That's phenomenal. Home run containment, yeah. So he keeps the ball in the field, in play. Late Scuffle say he needs to adjust to the MLB hitters. So, yeah, he's going to grow. I mean, he's 20. He's going to be 20, age 22 season for Sixto. Big things coming from Sixto. A modest projection for Sixto Sanchez. We also had Manny Machado in there. Let's go to Manny. There he is. There he is. Big season projection for Machado. 93 runs, 36 homers, 102 RBI, 284, 357, 518. Sort of a standard Manny Machado season is projected. Can we believe Manny Machado's entering his age 28 season? I mean, I'm expecting him to be turning 30, and he's not. Still young, gonna be great in that Padre lineup. Big things from Machado. Again, 93 runs, 36 homers, 102 RBI. That average fits in with what he's given us most years. Same with everything, the slugging. So they're projecting him to keep doing his thing. He's in his prime. No regression there. And then Carlos Correa. All right, let's get to Correa. My worry about Correa is he never plays a full season. All right, Carlos Correa. His projection, 560 plate appearances, which would be a high. I hadn't done that since 2016. In fact, it'd be the second most plate appearances he's put up in a season. 69 runs, 24 homers, 85 RBI, 2 steals, 268 average, 342 on base, 467 slugging. I mean, I think you'd be happy with that. Didn't we all kind of expect Carlos Correa to be a 30-homer guy? It might just not be there. I mean, this is his age 26 season. He's still got time, but maybe that power just isn't going to be there. 50% on the ground last year. Sort of a flip from 2019 when he had 39 on the ground. We'll see. Carlos Correa is going to be one of the more fascinating players to watch in 2021, I think. Thank you for that, Rocky. Appreciate that. All right, so let's see where we are at. World Traveler, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. This is I'm enjoying this. This is fun. I hope you guys like doing this. Last year I did some projections. I did them all solo. Did like 100, 20-second projection videos. Wanted to do it differently this year. So I hope you guys are liking this. Where are we on the likes? All right, we need one more like to unlock one more projection. Is there anybody in here that has not hit the like yet and can get us to that 65 and unlock another one? We're going to watch that. William coming through with the super chat. William, you are running this night. I appreciate it. Stroman, Walker, and DeGrom. Figure says it's late. I would put everyone to sleep. That's great. We got to 65. All right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me refresh. I'm showing 63. I'm showing 63. So, all right, we're going to get William, take care of those 3, and we're going to have to watch it and see if we can get back up. We're at 64 now. All right, let's get to William. Let's get to Marcus Stroman. Blue Jay fans, let's get Marcus Stroman out of the way. All right. It's not great. 128 Ks over 160 innings, 9 wins, 4.01 ERA, a 1.34 whip. I mean, in that Mets rotation, he's the number 5 starter. I think Taijuan Walker might have a better season than Marcus Stroman if that's what it's going to be. Well, he might do better than that. Marcus Stroman is a proud man. He's a competitive man. So we'll see where Marcus Stroman falls, but that is the Stroman projection. Let's look at Taijuan Walker. Taijuan Walker projected for a better season than Marcus Stroman. 9 wins, 138 innings, 126 Ks, so a tighter K rate for Walker than Stroman. I mean, the K rate isn't Stroman's strong suit, right? We know that. A 3.92 ERA, that is better than Stroman's projection, and a 1.30 WHIP. So very fair season from Taijuan Walker. The velocity hanging steady at 93. You like to see that. Ground balls, you'd like to see him get back up into the 40s for ground balls. It's kind of getting down in the 30s, more fly balls. So we'll see if Taijuan Walker can keep the ball on the ground some more. And then what was the third player? DeGrom. Look at DeGrom's numbers. Just missed it. There it is. Jacob DeGrom. Look at that. All right. 13 wins. Forget that. 267 Ks over 203 innings. I mean, that is some peak stuff. To project that, he hasn't done that either of these years that he's won the Cy Young. So they're projecting an incredible K rate for him, a career best K rate, an ERA at 2.40, which would be in line with what he did in 19 and 20, and the WHIP of 0.99. To project that is strong. Here are the notes. How can a twice reigning Cy Young Award winner improve? How about adding 2 miles an hour to the fastball, spiking his slider to 26% on the swinging K, and posting career best marks in K rate, expected WHIP. I mean, there you go. Look at that velocity. I mean, remember last year he was throwing gas. Now, is he throwing gas when he knows he's got to play a full season, right? Was that 98.6 because he knew, shoot, I'm only going to pitch for 2 months. I'm going crazy here. That could have been a real thing with DeGrom. Not sure. But I think that could have played into it. So I'm going to bet that DeGrom's velocity comes down, and they are too. You see the projected average velocity is at 97 for DeGrom. It was at 98.6. They're projecting it to be 97, which is in line with 2019 when he was at 96.9. Good stuff coming from DeGrom, though. I'm glad Jacob DeGrom is not in the National League or the American League East. That's for sure. Thank you, William. Thank you for that. Let me hide that down. So did we get 65? We are one away. I'm still seeing 64. We don't have a very high watch volume. We don't have a ton of people coming in and out. I don't care. I'm having fun with you guys. You know, I actually think this is better maybe. You know, if we had a huge number, I wouldn't be able to keep up. I'm able to keep the quality of this stream intact, quite frankly. So we are 64. We're close enough. Let's do one more. Let's do this. Maybe the last one. Do I have anybody that I haven't done with the videos? Bets. I think we've done everybody. Let's see here. We've done all of these. Did we do J-Ram? Did we do Jose Ramirez? I can't remember if we did Jose Ramirez. Does anybody remember? I don't think we did Jose Ramirez. William, you've been in here for a while. Hang on, I appreciate that. William, did we do J-Ram? Rocky, did we do J-Ram? We did not. Okay, I've got J-Ram. All right, let's fire him up. He may be the last one. It's getting late. I mean, it's pushing midnight now. It's getting late. Usually at this point, we start to see the number of people hopping in. It starts to dwindle, unless we're going hardcore on a West Coast topic, which we're not doing. Anyway, let's get to J-Ram.
Drilled to deep right field. Mazzara's going to watch this one sail out of here, and the Indians will play from in front.
Just some, I mean, pushing 30-30, right? 33 homers, 27 steals. So much power speed combo this year. It's just crazy. 97 runs, 102 RBI, 33 homers. You know, not going to miss his lineup buddy in Francisco Lindor with these numbers. Just a fantastic season lined up for Jose Ramirez. Another one. If you play fantasy baseball, he's a good one. All right, let's get that out of the way. Rocky, thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Let me move J-Ram out of the way. Let's look at this. Oh, hold on. I'm moving all over the place. Got to get back to comments. Rocky, thank you. Robert, Bueller, and Glass now. Let's do it. All right, let's get this back up. Let's go to Robert first. Very intriguing player. After what he did last year, try to build off that over a full season. I can't wait to see him. Here we go. Luis Robert, his projection, 560 plate appearances, 94 runs, 23 home runs, 77 RBI, 29 steals. So he could be realistically going for 30-30. Batting average of 248, on base of 294. Doesn't take too many pitches. We all saw that last year. And a 455 slugging. Let's see. Looking at some of these notes. Right. September, he did come down, right? But looking at this, 20% rate. Yeah. The notes are encouraging patience with Luis Robert. I do think we have a nice season from here. I think we have an exciting season from Robert. The explosion from Luis Robert might be a year away. We're all going to know him and be watching him. But for him to enter into that Acuna, Tatis, Trout, J-Ram, Freeman level, probably a year away. But that would be a fine sophomore season. All right, what was the other one from Rocky? Let's get to Walker Bueller. I see you, William. We will rock those as soon as we are done with Bueller and Glass now. We will get to William. Thank you, William. All right, Walker Bueller. Let's go. I think we got some good stuff coming from Walker Bueller. Let's see, 218 strikeouts over 189 innings, so projecting a career best there. 3.33 ERA, which is right in line with what he'd done in 19 and 20, and a whip of 105. We'll see. 104 in 19, a 0.95 in 20. I think he might be able to do better than that whip. 13 wins. I think the wins can be better. Not too bad. I like that. That's a good situation. And his velo has held steady at 96. Swinging Ks at 12. Yeah, all good. It looks like it's another trademark Walker Bueller season coming up. And I'm forgetting who the third one was. Let's pull that one up. Glass now. Tyler Glass now. 2021 projection, 202 Ks in 152 innings with 12 wins, 3.28 ERA, 1.09 whip, which would be phenomenal. They are projecting, if you're doing the fantasy baseball thing, they're projecting a return to what we saw in 2019. That's, not as good, right? I understand the whip and the ERA were minuscule in 2019, but look at the K rate, the ERA, the whip compared to what he was in 18 and 20. They're projecting a big, big situation here from Tyler Glass now. Calling him a buying opportunity. If you're playing fantasy baseball, has a chance to be Cy Young. So they are projecting big things in 2021 from Tyler Glass now. All right, let's get back over here. We had William keeping it going. Where'd it go? There it is. Chapman, Goldsmith, Braves win total. Let's do that. Let's do Chapman and Goldsmith. And let's talk about the Braves win total. Chapman. Let's see. This guy just continues to be in the MVP conversation, and I think he'll be there again. Last two full seasons, he got to 100 runs. They're projecting 90. They're projecting 33 home runs, which would be pushing his career high, 83 RBI, 250, 346, and 515 slash line. They're projecting another nice season from Chapman. I think he's going to probably push 100 runs again. I think he comes across the plate 10 more times than they're projecting. So a nice season coming from Matt Chapman there. Just maybe too underrated at this point. I don't know. I think Matt Chapman is legit. All right, let's get to the other one. Was Goldie. All right, Paul Goldschmidt. Let's see here. 90 runs, 28 homers, 84 RBI. Speed is long gone, just 4. The batting average is coming down to, the 297s, the 304 looks to be gone. They're projecting 274 with a 371 and 489 slash line. With the potential to get to 40 home runs, though, let's look at the fly ball rate. The fly ball rate is holding steady. Line drives are up. Expected home runs and home run. Yeah, there you go. So he was unlucky last year with the home runs. So his home run per fly ball ratio was 11%. The expected was 20%, which was still down from his career numbers. But he's probably, anybody that might think his power is gone is jumping the gun. Power's not gone yet. He was just unlucky last year for Paul Goldschmidt. Okay. Let's get back over here. Again, thank you, William. You've been awesome this evening. Let's talk Braves win total for a minute. The projections are constantly doing the Braves just wrong. Let's pull up. It's going to take me just a minute to get it. But Eric and I were talking about it last week. I feel like they just cannot get a Braves projection right when it comes to the wins, which makes gambling it wonderful. Here is the projection. We're going to pull up the whole National League. 91.5 is the projection for their win total. And I'm telling you, it's going to be more than that. I think that they are 95, 96, 97. I mean, I would go and bet that. This is from a week and a half ago, so it actually may have changed. But I would bet that the 91.5. I think that's going to be higher. I'm not giving you gambling advice. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just saying that they are constantly, whether it's Vegas, whether it is that Pacoda, whatever it is, they're constantly under ranking the Braves and the win total. I'm going over. I like what you got there. 99 to 105. They're going to push 100. I think they push 100. They've got 4 just great options to throw out there at that rotation. And then the number 5 guy, they can figure it out between Wilson and Wright, and maybe Toussaint gets another shot. Good things coming there. And again, thank you everybody for being here. This has been a fun stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We got to 66 likes. Based on the view count, I am going to assume that everybody that's in here has hit the like. So I don't think we have any more likes to squeeze out of this thing. But I appreciate it. It has been a fun stream. This is the only projection palooza that we will do. We'll not see it again. World Traveler, have a good one if you're checking out. We will be. This is going to be the only one. We'll probably do it again next year. I think this was fun, and we'll do it. I mean, you'll still see projections pop up around certain videos, but when it comes to just in general, Projection Palooza, this will be the only one. I mean, if you follow the channel, you saw a couple trade paloozas. You saw me do the free agency projection stuff. We ran that back a few times, but this will be the only one that we do like this, and I appreciate that. You guys were tremendous tonight. Fantastic support for the channel. Everything that you did goes back into the channel, so I do appreciate that. It helps us upgrade the tech. Buy some things to give away. I do have some giveaway things that we're going to be doing. I want to do a couple giveaways this month. I've got some autographed baseballs that I want to give away. We'll get into all that. I got to figure all that stuff out. This was fun. Thank you, Rocky. I hope everybody had a nice time. It is midnight on the East. William coming in with 3 more. We'll do 3 more. Let's do it. All right. Let's get to Hater. Rocky, what do I think of the Jays? I like what I see from the Jays so far. I wish I could see more of them on TV. Let's get to Hader, Jansen, and Rosenthal. Let's rock it. Let's look at some closers. Hader's number, I looked at that the other day. Look at that. Forget the saves, 35 saves. This is what it is. 134 Ks over 80 innings. So they're saying that last year, forget it, right? He only had 31 Ks in 19 innings. Going back to what we saw in 18 and 19 from Josh Hader, going back to peak Josh Hader seasons, a 2.61 ERA and a 0.81 whip. That's the projection. It's insane. Big things coming from Hader. Let's look at Rosenthal. What I like about Rosenthal is, so the projecting 3.66 and 1.22, the ERA whip combo, 84 Ks, 58 innings, 25 saves. Here's what's nice about Trevor Rosenthal, and here's why he's back. Look at the walk rate. 15, 10, 26. It dropped to 9. You want to be at 8. 8 is the benchmark of a good pitcher. He completely lost it, and he got it back. Look at the K rate. 19% to 42%. I shouldn't say K rate. The strike rate. 19% to 42%. He was back. That's why Trevor Rosenthal, good things are coming for Oakland. They got a great last-minute signing there. All right, what was your third one, William? We had, where did it go? Shouldn't it be up there? There it is. Okay, Jansen. When we look at Jansen, you can find why Kenley Jansen's not been a lights-out closer anymore. Let's get to this. There's Danny Jansen. Get to Kenley. Here he is. So, the 3.71 ERA, the 1.04 whip, again, that's just not where he was, right? Look at 16 and 17. He was in 1.83, 1.32. The whip was 0.67, 0.75. Now all of a sudden, what? The velo is down a couple. He was 93.6, down to 92. Was back up to 94, but he was down almost 2 miles an hour. And that 1.5 miles, to be more accurate, it can be a big indicator. We've also seen the swinging K rate go from 18% to 15%. So these numbers are coming down, not in his favor. His K to walk rate was at 37%, 40% when he was at his peak. Now it's at 24%. Those numbers are not going in the right direction. The walk rate going from 3 and 4% up to 9%. That's why Kenley Jansen's ERA is now in the 3s. But here's what you can count on if you're a Dodger fan. It's holding steady-ish, right? The K to walk rate, 22, 24, it's about the same. 6% for a couple years. That 9 last year was a spike. You don't want to see that continue because you won't be able to use him. The fly ball rate, I mean, it's always been there. But that's the deal. I think Kenley Jansen can still save 30 games, but his ERA is going to be 3.5. They have it projected 3.71. The whip is 1.04. That's what saves him. That is what saves him. That means solo homers, right? That's basically what that means. 9th inning, you need to be up by at least 2 for the Dodgers. If you're up by 1, you're going to be nervous. That's what that means for Kenley Jansen. Again, William, thank you about that. Thank you for that. Awesome night tonight. Well, I would like to hear your take on this new bandwagon trend saying baseball is boring nowadays. I feel like that's been a thing for years. I feel like that has been a thing for a while. People that just aren't into baseball call it boring. I mean, it just is what it is. That doesn't bother me anymore. That's just, it is what it is. I mean, if you are a football fan and you like hitting and you like touchdowns, you're not going to get it. Touchdowns and strikeouts are 2 different things. Like, if you can watch baseball and just a pitch, right, gets you excited, watching a a pitch, not even the strikeout, then you get it. But if you don't get it, if you're watching all the pitches to get to the strikeout, you might think baseball is boring. I don't know. Again, and if you like slam dunks, like I get it. I can hear you. I hear you. I've heard it. I've heard it for years now. I'm kind of over it. Rocky, latest on here. Let's move some things around here. Let's move that around. Yes, and again, we are hanging out in the spring training studios this evening. I say that tongue in cheek. You guys know it's a green screen by now, obviously. Baseball is awesome, right? Like I mean, just to watch the movement on some of these guys, 4-seam fastballs and 2-seam fastballs, and the change. I mean, just when you think about it, it's an awesome game. Love it. Latest on Odorizzi, he's looking for 3 for 33. I mean, and the word is he's willing to wait. That Jake Odorizzi is willing to like just kind of hang out. Yeah, I saw that too. He is looking to just wait, and he'll wait into the spring. Okay, I'm sure it'll work out some way, but I think it'd be better for him. I mean, I'm not him. I'm not his agent. If I was his agent, I'd be trying to get a deal done. But I don't know what they're hearing. The offers they're getting maybe nowhere near what it needs to be. Do you ever see power rankings for MLB? I haven't looked at them lately, but yeah, I've looked at them. I have not looked at them lately. It is definitely my game. It's the chess of professional sports. It totally is. Definitely. Sixto Sanchez is when those guys come up. Tristan McKenzie's debut last year, I loved it. It was one of my favorite things of last year. And if you guys didn't see it, I did a video on it. I've got a Tristan McKenzie debut. Tristan McKenzie's debut was awesome. That kind of stuff, when you've got a pitcher on the mound that's just feeling it and you can see that confidence building and everything, it's love it. Keep an eye out for that, by the way. A lot of player locks coming up. We did Trevor Bauer yesterday. That one hit well. We passed 20,000 views on the Trevor Bauer debut, so that was good. I actually saw that video being used in at least 1 or 2 other spots, so people grab it. It's all good. So the Trevor Bauer player lock is up. That was good. Hope you guys, if you didn't see that, catch that. It's cool. And Blake Snell makes his Padres debut tomorrow. Fully planning on doing a Blake Snell player lock tomorrow. So keep an eye out for Blake Snell tomorrow. As long as these games are televised, I can get and do some debut locks. I kind of stick to debuts. I have just found that that's what people want to see. They're not necessarily into, I did Lucas Giolito. I did an every pitch player lock for Lucas Giolito's no-hitter last year, and it got like 500 views. But I did Davy Garcia's debut for the Yankees, and that got 30,000 views. It's kind of funny how it all works. Kluber's pitching versus the Jays tomorrow. Woods Richardson. I wish it was on TV. I wish I could get a feed of it. I'm a baseball fan, but I can't watch baseball sitting. I have to play on my phone. I mean, I've kind of gotten to that point just in general myself. Like, I'll be watching a movie that I love, and I'll have my phone, and I'll be fiddling around. I have ADD. It's hard having ADD and be a baseball fan, but I can. Baseball does kind of center me a little bit, where like I said, I'll be watching a favorite movie or favorite TV show, and I'll be fiddling around on my phone. Baseball does center me, and I can lock in with baseball. Let's see. I'd be interested to kind of track the Woods Richardson pitching tomorrow on the game day situation that MLB has. Listen, guys, this was a fun one. I appreciate everybody for hanging out and being here on the Tuesday night. It was a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Going through these projections kind of really gets me excited about the season. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the clips that I was able to grab for some of these. Didn't have them for all of them. I wish I could get quicker at grabbing it, because when you guys make your request, I'd love to have a clip, but it just takes too long to get all that right now. But anyway, we're going to sign off. Thank you for hanging out. Again, William, thank you for your support tonight. I am going to be doing in the next 2 weeks, I think. I'm waiting for, because I haven't forgot that I owe you a Braves 2021 simulation. I'm waiting for the guys at Baseball Mogul to finish up the 2021 game. And when I get that from them, when they have that done, the Braves are going to be one of the first teams that do. So keep an eye out for that, William, because I owe you that. Rocky, thank you for that. Yogi Dude, thank you for that. Thank you for everybody that was here tonight supporting the stream. Be back next Tuesday. Maybe next Tuesday we'll do some simulations on Baseball Mogul. We'll get that done. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Tuesday night. If it's still Tuesday where you are, it's Wednesday where I am. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy tomorrow. We will finish this off with let's finish this off with a home run from. I'm a Jays fan, so we're gonna. You know what? William has been a big supporter tonight, so we're gonna finish this off with a home run from Ronald Acuna Jr. Guys, have a good night. If you haven't hit the like yet, hit the like on the way out. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Have a good night.
1 strike pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, hit in the air, right field side, deep, got a chance to go. That ball is gone for Ronald Acuna. He hit it to the right center field bullpen, and it's 1-0 Braves in the first inning.